How y'all doing, folks? This is Robrismo. So I wanted to talk about something. It's a Sunday. It's rainy. I really can't do nothing outside. I hate rain. Yeah, I mean, this time I did decided that even if it was cold, I was going to run something, you know. But not with this rain. You can't really run much. But we are at the man cave. I don't know whether there's a. I got like two man cave. I got one upstairs and one down here. So let me show you guys something. Texas Hill, my dude. Texas Hill, my dude. She's ready. She's ready. All right. I turned her on last night. Put the pressure on that engine. She didn't come off this time, so hits 2-speed. Hit the 2-speed. Man, it sounds mean. It sounds mean, no joke. So I seen a lot of questions. I see a lot of folks having issues with tuning their nitro engines. My suggestion to people, let me see if I can put you guys here. My suggestion to people is just go by sound, right? These guys right here, these engines right here, they'll let you know how they feel. All right, then they'll let you know. You can hear it. They'll let you know. So normally, when these engines are not running how they want to run, how they feel right, you'll hear it. You will hear it when they're not running right. Either they'll goggle, like it's like a goggle sound, like they're choking, like boom, 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 boom. That means it's too rich. All right, you're running too rich. Also, when you're I found that when you're super lean, they'll do a sound. It sounds like a pinging sound. It's like ping, 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 ping. I mean, it's a distinctive sound that they make when they're running too lean, and when they're running too rich, you'll hear the it's like a goop, like a goggle, like if you're choke, like if you know, you can hear when it's choking, when it's not getting enough air, you can hear when it's choking, right? What I do is, it's and I'm not saying you should do it too, but what I do is, if I'm hearing that it's too rich, then what I do is I ain't worried about this one because it's still this is a OS Spec 2 TZ. I still got to find out if this runs. It feels like it has compression. Still a little bit. I got oil in there trying to see if I can smooth her out. But I mean, yeah, I mean it has compression. But I think there's either the bearing in the inside or this bearing. It's not that good. I feel like a little crunch. So I have to disassemble this whole engine and take those bearings out and see if they're still usable. But so the high-speed needle, when I'm hearing that it's too rich, you hear that, it's like a freaking turkey kind of, yeah. It's like if someone is trying to get air. If they're in water, they're drowning, and they're or you'll know it, right? I don't do too many changes, right? I do minor changes. I do changes hourly. So it's what I do. Go in here. Like I said, I don't care because I still got to find out if this thing runs. Which I know it will run because it has pinch. So that's what I do. You see that little bit of change that I did? I seen people do this. It's too much of a change. You gotta go bit by bit. Alright? These things don't take much to show a change. They don't take much to show a change. So when you go ahead and you do this, you just completely change the engine to a point where might not be no return again. There is a return, sending it back to settings. There is a return, sending it back to settings, right? But when you do that and you're doing all these big changes to your carb, you're doing this and you're moving it around and you're doing all that, you're completely messing up your tune. This is a 3 needle carb. So you see 1, 2, 3. This is a little bit more of a difficult carb to set, right? But I tend to not touch the 3rd needle. This needle right here, I do not touch it. And I know some of you guys probably don't have carbs with 3 needles, but I don't touch this. I leave it alone. I don't touch it, right? This is another way to set tune. I just prefer to deal with the high and the low. So don't pay no mind to this right here. Don't pay no mind. We're talking about high speed, low speed. So like I was saying, when you do those big changes, you're completely messing up your tune. So if you already had a bad tune, you're just making it worse, right? So like I said, this is what I do. I'm not telling people this is the right way to do it. There's many ways to do it. This is how I do it. I do minor changes. Minor changes. I mean, you could just that little bit that I Somebody, oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Somebody talked about video. My ring camera went off. Like I was saying, so this, where was my mindset? All right, so this is what I do right here, right? It's like I was saying, this is what I do, right? See that little bit of change that I did right there? That right there does a lot. That right there, that's a lot. They don't take much to change how these things run. It doesn't. The low speed needle, so if you have an engine, right? Let me see something. Hold on, guys. Let me see. Okay, here's the manual to this engine, the OS speed, okay? It's the manual. Let's see. Let's see what it says here. Alright, suitable glow plug, okay. Poor response. Let's look for factory settings. So we're at the carb right now. Let's check engine, installing dust cap. Finally. Man, I need my coffee. Alright, so so rotate a minute until it slots has flush with the mountain. This is the basic position. Okay, so look at these guys. See, every one of these engines are different. This is the OS, and if you this reminds me of Traxxas. So they're telling me that factory settings is flush with the carb itself. So this is the carb. So if you look at it, it's pretty much factory setting. See that? It's flush with the carb. See that? So the low speed is flush with the settings, right? Now, let me see what it says on the high speed. Okay, so now we're talking about low speed right here. And then this is the mixture control valve. Okay, so the mixture control, that's the third needle. Like I said, I normally don't mess with this because if it's okay, if it's running good, there's no need for that. And to be honest, I don't want the headache. So if it's running great, I don't see why I should mess with the third. But we're not talking about that. Let's talk about the high-speed needle. Okay, so the high-speed needle. All right. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking here, guys. See if I can find the factory settings. A high-speed needle here. The high-speed needle. Where's the high-speed needle? Okay. Fast throttle. So it says, please, you know, okay, running, it doesn't really talk about the high. Maybe it's in here somewhere, guys. I just gotta find it. Bear with me. All right, here it is. So, right here, it's turn. Okay, so the needle valve is set approximately two and a half turns open from the fully closed position. That means it's 2 full turns and a half, right? So that means when they tell you that, close, what you gotta do is you gotta go ahead all the way in, don't force it. Right there, that's closed. Right there, that's closed. Right, and what you're gonna do is this is what I do. I look at this line right here, right? So if I put my flathead in there, I'm looking at the right side of the flathead to measure to count the turns that I do. So when the right side of the flathead gets to that right there where it's actually closed, that's where it's closed right there. So if I go as you see that one, right? Oh, damn it. Let's start over again. Because I don't know. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if we can do this a little better. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's check this. All right. Don't mind that noise. I'm washing clothes. All right. You know, us guys got to do what got to do. You know what I mean? Got to wash the clothes. We got to learn how to wash clothes. I've been doing it for many years, but yeah. So you got right here. Now it's 2 turns and a half, right? So you're looking at that's 1, 2, and we're looking at a half. So you're looking at 1, 2. Let's see it right there. Because if you, 1, 2. I'm gonna put it right there because I don't want it to be too. There you go. That's okay. So if it's here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. That's it. That's 2 turns and a half. Right? 12 hours. Some of these carbs, they'll tell you 24 hours, 34 hours. They're looking at this as by hours. So if you're doing it this, you're doing this. Look, so that's right there. Let's go. That's fact. That's right there. That's 2 circles right there. So look, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6. Let's just say 6 or right around there, right? Let's just say there. Remember, this carb, I have to open this engine up, disassemble it, and clean her up. So I ain't worried about the settings on this. We'll worry about that later on. So like I was saying, not much. Now, another issue that maybe I noticed with engines during the years. Check that gap. That's a good gap. That's a perfect gap. And you guys might think, wow, that's too closed. No, actually, that's enough to crank an engine up. Let me show you guys something. Let me see this one. Let me show you something. Hold on. Let me see. Right here. This one right here. Check this one out. All right. See that gap? See that gap? Look at that gap, how close it is. That's enough. When you mess around with the low speed needle. Let's put this guy back here. When you mess around with the low speed needles on these engines, and let's say you close the low speed. Let's say you open the low speed, but you notice that your idle is sluggish, right? It's like it wants to turn off, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? You can hear it when your low speed is not right. When it's too rich, she does not stay on for very long. It won't stay on. And when it's too lean, you'll hear it when this thing is, RPMs are up there. Super high. So you will have to richen her out. And like I said, not like full circles. You go richen her out by hour. One, stuff like this. This is what you want to do, guys. You're not trying to, move the whole thing. You see, that's why I need to get in there. She's a little bit stiff right there. This thing needs some maintenance, so we won't open her up. Other than that, all right, there you go. We broke her free. I ain't worried about the settings right now, guys. Plus, I already know it's flush, so it's flush settings, so we're good, right? That's factory setting flush from closed, right? So if it's closed, that's fully closed. See how deep that is? Your engine won't run at all that setting. So what you want to do, I'm gonna, show you guys. All right, so that's flush, right? Yeah, it definitely needs some cleaning. That's flush. So what you want to do with the low speed needle when you're doing your stuff, what you want to do is you want to either, if you want to lean her out, you want to do slow, minor changes. That little bit of change that you did there does a lot. You will see the difference. That little bit of change. If you go ahead and you do this, that right there, you'll feel the difference. Trust me. You don't have to do full circles and all that. No. Just minor changes. And that might help out a lot of people who are having issues with tuning. And I noticed on videos. Now, once you're a pro, you learn your engine. You know how she acts. You know how it likes to run. Then that's a different deal. But for people that don't know how to change setting, like tune your carbs, minor changes. That's just minor changes. Don't do big changes, because you're just gonna get frustrated and you're just gonna keep on. What the hell? Well, it's not the engine's fault. It's your fault. Now, if you want to know if your low speed, there's many ways to know if your low speed is good or not. You could go by sound. Like I said, if you hear the pinging sound, you hear it go, beep, 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 beep. That is too lean. And if you feel that it takes a long time to catch speed, that is too rich. Like you'll see it's struggling. It struggles to catch speed. Like it struggles to get off the line, right? That is too rich. Another way to find out. So if you come here and it even tells you on not all the, but you know, OS is up there with quality, and you know, OS is up there, right? So let me show you guys something. Even OS is showing you how to do it. So if you don't know, but normally when I want to know if an engine is too rich or too lean on the low speed, what I do is I pinch this right here. All right, around here I pinch it, and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if the engine is still running by 5 seconds, right? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, right? Just say, and it's still running, that means your engine is too rich. But so if it shuts off after 5 seconds, your engine is too rich. It's too rich. So, but if you go ahead and you block the valve, the tube to the high speed needle, and you block it, right? And it goes one Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, whoop, and it just dies. You're running too lean. So you want to be in that 3 second to 4 second time right there. You know what I mean? So the low speed needles will be, I mean, it's easy once you get used to hearing. I mean, I go by sound, but sometimes I'll just do that. I'll just pinch the line, the fuel line, and I'm like, okay, let me see what we're looking at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's too rich. Then what I'll do is I'll come up and I'll just minor changes, and then I'll try it again. You know what I mean? That's how I do it. Let's put it back. That's how I do it, guys. That's how I do my changes on my carb. It takes practice. With practice, you'll get better. You'll start learning how these engines like to run. With practice, you know what I mean? It's all about using your car and hearing it. I mean, these old guys right here, they'll tell you how they feel. They'll tell you how they're doing, right? So, oh yeah, check this out, guys. We got here the Italian Stallions, dude. We got some Italian Ferraris here, yo. Look at this shit. We got some Italian Ferrari. We got the Ferraris of the Nitro. I think these are the Ferraris of the Nitros, man. I really do. Put these guys back. Robrismo-rc is the Ferrari of the Nitro. Well, it used to be, not no more. So I'm actually happy I got some of them in my collection. This one's an interesting one, guys. This one right here. See that symbol? I don't know what that means. But here's what's funny. Let's check that out. See that? And check this out. Different. It's the same engine. 0.12s. Same body. Same. I mean, it's basically just a little bit. The letters are bigger. I don't know if it's the upgraded version and this is the old. I don't know. But yeah, same thing. But then check this thing out. Blue head, but completely different. You don't have the Robrismo-rc like these guys have it. So yeah, we're going to talk about these engines in the future. That's an interesting one. Interesting one. Those are all race engines, right? They're all race engines. That's this one right here. The 353.12. This is not. This is not a race. I mean, yeah, it is a race engine. It is. But I think I'm gonna try this one out first, and in the future I'm gonna go ahead and decide which one of those I'm gonna use. I still gotta find out which one of them, what they do. So go back to the topic. You don't have to do many changes to these engines. You really don't have to do many changes, right, guys? You don't. You really don't. All right, minor changes is what you need. You don't need that many. This is the Kyosho 0.15. This is a Kyosho for this. This one goes in the FW06. We're doing some maintenance. This one has some leaks, so we got to put a new header. We're gonna seal the header up. I got some in there. It needs some maintenance. It needs some work. So we got. I don't know why it's a brand new engine, but it needs some maintenance. Yeah, that's another thing about engines. You gotta maintain your engine, man, guys. You gotta maintain your engines. You gotta maintain your engine, because if you don't, they start going bad on you. And you know, I do is if this one's been leaking, so now I gotta go in there and we're gonna put a new header gasket gasket for the header. And I think I'm finding that it's leaking in the bottom, so we're gonna find out what's going on with this. The carb looks good. Other than that, the piston looks amazing. It looks brand new still, because it's a brand new engine, but I just don't know why this went bad. It went bad pretty quick. And I was thinking of using one of these on that Kyosho, but turns out I'm gonna have to get a flywheel nut, a different one, because this won't fit the nitro-rc's shaft, so we have to get a different one out, and I will. That's why this engine is actually out the car, because I was gonna put nitro-rc in there. But you have to maintain these engines, guys. You gotta change the filter, clean them. You gotta do, stuff that to keep them running right, to keep them comfortable. You know what I mean? All right, guys. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about tuning and my point of view of tuning. And I didn't want to make a big video. I decided to do a little quick video on tuning. There's a couple of stuff that I want to talk about. Like I said, too bad it's raining. I would have loved to run the Mugen. I got the Mugen back on again. Yes, Texas Hill. You will be seeing that Mugen soon. But for now, it's ugly. It's raining right now, so I can't really run them. I have a couple trucks that I would like to get running, but if people that know what this is know what this is. So I got a couple of trucks that would love to get running, but I'm having, the weather's not good, so I can't really run them. It's been ugly these days over here. It's been either too cold, it's been running. So I've been staying home, or working on cars. Like today, I'm gonna clean up some of those engines. I might make videos on each one of them, but I want to find out more about, especially if I could find out more about these three right here. These three right here are what got me interesting. What's the difference between them when it comes to horsepower and torque? I want to know what these are. They the same? I want to know if they're the same exact thing. It's just I don't know, I want to know what they are. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. See if I can make some videos on opening those engines up, because some of those engines, they got some special things going on inside of them. Like I said, I already showed you guys a glimpse of a vehicle that I want to talk about, but it's raining, so I really, you know. Oh, and the muggy. I would like to see if I could crank that muggy up one day. I might do that today, even though it's raining outside. I might just crank the muggy up. I have not turned that muggy on whatsoever at all. And so I got, check this this out, guys. This is crazy. This is crazy. Check this vintage. I mean, literally vintage bump box, my dude. Look at this shit, yo. Look at this freaking thing. It's like a dinosaur. But you know what? It works. It actually works. I just gotta work on putting XT90s, because that's what I like to use. XT90s. Look at that thing. Look at that. That is crazy. So yeah, this is gonna be for my own road, because I want to have. It's going to be for on-road and for another car that you guys have not seen at all. It's a low-C, so that's going to be for that one too. I don't know if I could use this for that one, because the plan is to set this one on for on-road. So yeah, this thing has, look at that. It has a connection for I think this is for the glow igniters. So you can put the glow igniters in there. It'll turn on. You know, it's pretty cool though, right? Vintage. This is vintage. This is a XTM. Check that out. I'm sure you guys don't know what XTM is. I'm sure y'all don't know it, but I know some people do know. Bump box. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I gotta get that up and running. It does runs. And I gotta set this back up to buggy settings again. So I gotta do that. So once I do that, I'm gonna see if I could we could try the monkey out. Why not? Let's try to see if the monkey's what the monkey does. I haven't turned that monkey on at all, so I don't know how she'll react. But we could try to crank her up. I'll have a short little video there, and I have a video on it there. You guys remember I had it open. I think there's a video of me of that engine open, and there's a couple changes to that engine, couple changes internally to that engine. I think I remember. I don't remember the video, but I think I did make a video opening up that engine, and that engine has a couple changes done to it. Some it's has fangs or were created on it. It's different, so I want to see what it does. All right, folks, you take it easy now. Have fun. I know some people are getting snow over where they live at. I'm over here. Unfortunately, I'm getting. Oh, my dryer's ready. I'm getting rain. 2 days straight rain. So yeah, it's gonna be a boring weekend. All right, guys, folks, ladies and gents, have a good one. Robrismo out. Oh yeah. Before I forget, one important and very, very important topic. Before you start doing these changes on these cars, please let them get hot enough. Let them warm up. Let the engines warm up. I know some of these engines will not stay on. What you got to do is, when that happens, let's go back to this guy again. When that happens, and let's say you're trying to keep it, you're trying to get it running or to idle, right? What you want to do is, each carb has a idle screw. It's in there. There you go. That idle screw. So what you want to do is, you want to open that idle screw up. You want to open it up, and so you can keep. You can keep, either you do it manually or with your receiver. All right, to keep it running. Let it warm up. Let it get to at least 180 180 to 200 degrees, it's perfect. You can start doing your changes. You start, you know, even if you find that it's struggling, the run, just keep on trying to run it till it heats up. Depending the situation, because if it's too rich and it's causing issues, then I would definitely mess around with the minor changes to the high speed or the low speed, minor changes, and then start tuning it. Once it's hot, start tuning. Almost forgot. Hots. You tune your car, your engines when they're hot, not when they're cold. When they're hot, you're looking at 180 to 200 degrees. All right, guys, remember that 180, 230. That hot. They need to be hot before you start tuning. If you tune when they're cold, then it was for nothing, because guess what? Once these things heat up, they start showing how they're really running. That's the magic right there. Once these things heat up, then they show you their true colors. So while they're cold, they're not going to show you nothing. It's when they heat up. So when they're hot, that's when you start doing your tuning. Do not tune after that. You wait till it's hot. You heat up your engine, and then you tune. All right. So tune when they're up in temperature. Okay. Almost forgot that. I just remember. I'm like, wait a minute. I forgot some important topic is tune when the engines are hot. If you run in a situation, and this has happened to me many times, where the engine does not want to stay on whatsoever, then you start adjusting the high or the low. Normally, I adjust the low speed needle to keep it running. I'll lean out the low speed needle to keep it running, because I want it to rev up and stay on. But then I'll leave it like that, and then once it gets hot enough, then I'll start tuning, right? But it happens. Sometimes you will turn these things on. Why is this here? Man, I gotta do something. I find body clips all over the floor. Everywhere. All over the floor. I only do my tuning when the engines are hot. I'll run it here and there, back and forward. Even if it's struggling, I'll run it back and forward. Once it gets the temperature. Oh, another thing that everybody should have, and I know people have it. You have to have it, because if you're into nitro, then you need this is your friend right here. This is your friend. This one cost. I bought this on Amazon, pretty cheap, not expensive, pretty good too. As a backlit, you know. You're looking at 125 on my coffee. So yeah, I don't think it is that. Is it? Can that be that hot? Yeah, 119. So yeah, you want to heat these things up. You want to heat them up first. Then you do your tuning. All right. I thought I'd bring that up. And that's it. That's all I wanted to do. I mean, if the weather clears out a little bit, well, hang on. I just wanted to add this to the video, all right? So you know, I just wanted to add this to the video. I forgot to mention that, and I think that's very important for newcomers to know before you start tuning these engines. You have to get them to that temperature of 180 to 200 degrees. 200 is perfect. 180 is good. You can start tuning at 180. So it's not that hard. I mean, I know it's and that's why like I said, I know the electrics are easy to just start and go. I know, but once you get used to the nitro, then it's easy. It's just easy. I haven't had. Once I tune my cars and I get them to where I want them to be, I haven't had no issues with cranking them up and starting them. No issues. They always start up like that. Once they're tuned, like that. I don't have no issues at all starting my nitro engines unless something happened. And many times, many things can happen. The clutch, the clutch brakes, the clutch shoe are bad. Or if you're using Traxxas, they use clutch shoes with the spring. If that breaks, then you have a whole fucking dilemma. You'll have a whole dilemma. It's stuff like that will happen, and that's all maintenance. That's all maintenance. It will happen. It's all maintenance, and you'll have your engine acting radical, revving up and all that. And it won't. You can't. No matter what you do to the low speed, you can richen it out, but still, you know, it won't stay on. Your glow plugs. As soon as you take your igniter out, it'll turn off. That means your glow plug is bad, people. All right. It don't matter if it still turns on, but if as soon as you take that glow igniter out and it shuts off, the glow plug is bad. It should stay on. It should stay running. So I've had situations like that, and I see that the glow plug is still. I'm like, but it's still lighting up. I just go ahead and I change them, get rid of them because they're just bad. Some of the glow plugs will light up, but they won't stay on. So yeah. Yeah, that's it for now. I just wanted to add this to the video. I'm like, wait a minute. Like I said, I have this mentality where I'm like, I'll do a video. You know, I try my best to do a video and talk about what I know, the little bit of things that I know, the little bit of things. I'm not a pro, man. I'm not a pro. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm always learning, right? I'm always learning. Thought I'd want, as I was getting my coffee ready, I'm like, wait a minute. I just forgot to mention, you gotta wait till it gets up to temperature to do that. But alright guys, now I'm out, yo. I already said my peace outs. Robrismo, bye bye.